Another day with no internet, so I decided to do a mailbag style video for this. I asked on Twitter a bunch of random questions that you guys might have regarding anything Madden related, and we're gonna go through those and answer some of the best ones. So first and foremost, from our guy Arc_DHPL, he asked, what makes off meta so difficult this year, and why has Cole been the only one to succeed in that manner this year? And honestly, I would say in terms of MCS, I think we've seen relatively the same amount of off meta guys be successful, whereas last year, I guess the big one that comes to mind is AI Nash, and this year we just have one in Cole. Off meta is a little bit more difficult this year. Maybe you could argue because in a man coverage style meta, which this game has overwhelmingly been, to beat man coverage you need very specific routes, which are usually what I call unique routes that are specific to formations that can't be hot routed, and only some formations have those. So you kind of like, it's harder. Anybody can make a flood concept from any formation, but beating man from any formation is a little bit harder. But I would also say the overall meta has been the most different that I've seen in years. Gun bunch isn't ran that much, and regular gun tight hasn't been a meta since Madden 17. Now tight offset, tight slots and stuff, sure, but regular gun tight hasn't. And you even see people all the way to gun stack and stuff like that, which is really rare. I have not seen that before. The Hoodie Bible asks, what is the best fillers for theme teams of trying to stay 50 out 50? Now I'm going to take this question two different ways. One, if we're talking about where are the places you're going to cheat at, usually those are going to be the big best players in the game. Usually it's going to be quarterback, for example, the new Tom Brady that came out, John Elway forever, whatever. Wide receivers, DBs can be good places to cheat on those. Best fillers in terms of just getting to 50, usually you want your backups, if you're going low budget, you want your backups to be low overall, whatever the lowest tier is that can get that style of that team chemistry. All right. How has Madden improved your relationship with women? Asks some Serious. Now, I know Serious, he's on this channel, or he's been, watching us for a while. He needs some game, and I'll be honest with you, big dog, I got no game for you, man. If you want to know my framework for how I run my offenses and defenses and how I've won pro Madden tournaments while becoming a top-ranked player, join my website, civil.gg. My guides will give you the tools you need to win more games of Madden, regardless if you're trying to become comp or if you're just trying to win more games online head-to-head. The link is in the description. Madden has ruined my relationship with women. Absolutely miserable. How often are you the best Madden player in any room you walk into? Linebacker Spreader asked this. I had this conversation with my friends in real life, and pretty much always. I will say though, I played basketball with about a year ago. I played basketball with J-Wall, Fancy, Wesley, and a few other people. And it was really weird because very rarely am I the worst Madden player in a room, and I was certainly arguably the worst Madden player in that room. So that was fun. What can EA do to optimize the growth of competitive Madden? Madden players only ask this. Man, there's a lot of things, bro. I think one thing that they are doing a better job of is, well, one, I think the broadcast, and I think the broadcast is pretty much really good. I do think the broadcast is really good. I especially think we have, in esports, I've watched a lot, we have the best play-by-play in Nick Mazesco out of anybody, and I think that's really important. But I do think, man, optimizing the growth of comp Madden, bro, I really think they got to get some big dogs involved, bro. Whether that's getting TD Barrett to paying TD Barrett to get involved in comp Madden more consistently from a broadcasting point of view, from a YouTube point of view. I don't know, man, it's hard, bro. I also think there's such a there's so many different things is my issue, so it's hard for me to come up with a solid answer on this. I think the education gap is a big thing. A lot of people look at comp Madden and go, oh my gosh, you're running the same plays over and over again, whatever, which is sort of true, but I think throughout the breakdowns we've talked about here, and especially if you're I think I really work hard to help try to level that knowledge gap, because I get that it's polarizing when you're used to football, you watch Madden, and these guys are running what appears to be the same two plays over and over again, but it's really not what it is. I do think that education gap's a little bit different, or a big deal. They're being consistent right now with what the game modes are and what the schedule is for the most part compared to this year and last year, which I think is a big deal. I think, just not having to re-educate people on, okay, this is a format this year. It's like, imagine the NFL one year was, a wild card, divisional, conference championship, Super Bowl, and then the next year was a round robin tournament, and then the next year was, oh, you know what, we're gonna, push back the entire tournament 2 months. It's like, no, it just gets really hard as a fan. So I think that's a big thing too. And then I think just sensationalizing competitive Madden, and also humifying humanifying, making them feel like actual people, the players. It's also something I try to do here. That's why you watch my breakdowns, man. I like usually when they do like the backgrounds or like the you know, like the personal little graphic that they have, I usually laugh because like they're just people, bro. You know, we have a good question from our guy Goat Geezy though. How do I score in the red zone? Actually, like genuine thing here. This year I didn't. But usually the smart thing to do is go through all of the routes in the game from like 2 yards, because 2-point conversion, 5 yards, 10 yards, and see how they interact with the back of the end zone. Because you'll see some routes that hit the back of the end zone and run straight across the back, which is perfect. They get into like the corner of the end zone or little pockets. And some routes just totally glitch out inside the red zone, which is really bad. That's honestly one big thing. Although in a man-covered meta, it can be kind of hard, truthfully. And then finding like little glitches too is a big deal. I remember in Madden 20, I had a fade glitch, which was before the Batman, if you guys know what I'm talking about. But it wasn't even a fade glitch. It was just like the way defenders interacted. It was really good. Won me many of competitive games. Good question here. How do I use my recent MCS success to successfully land a Latina? I need a spicy caramel demon in my life. The David T. Yeah. Honestly, bro, you gotta walk up, bro. And I don't know. I'm not really sure where the best place to find these spicy caramel demons are, to be honest with you. But I gotta say, like, you gotta walk up, be confident, David. You know, you have a good thing going on with your sideburn beard thing, and you go, what's going on, baby mama? I'm ranked number 9 in the world. You down? And simple as that. That's just W Riz, though. Good question here from Clutch. We have biggest recommendations for someone who wants to play comp, but also wants to stream and make content. Clutch. Man, you know, I think a big thing that people would talk about, man, it's such a hard question, bro. I think you just gotta start, I think, bro. I really think you just gotta start doing it. You know, I think you just really gotta start doing it. And in terms of playing comp, bro, enter as many tournaments as you can. There's always free tournaments, bro. If you're you know, around on Twitter, if you're on Discord, free tournaments, free CFMs, and those are the best ways to start getting views too and streaming too. Because if you play in, let's say, you know, throwing out a name, let's say K-Max won $100 free MUT tournament, right? You know, hypothetical, and you make it to the 3rd round of that, and you're streaming it, you're gonna pick up a few viewers, and there you go. You're playing comp and you're streaming, right? Like, and I think that's just where you kind of have to start. You kind of have to hack it a little bit to get viewers. But honestly, if you like sit down and make a game plan of, I want to play comp, I want to stream. How do I do this to where I get viewers? Sit down, write down some ideas. You'll have some good ideas. What I just told you right there, nobody really does it. But I promise you, if you're starting from 0, like, that's the best thing, dude. When will Civil GG teach me Tinder Riz? I'm still in the lab right now, bro, but I will say this. If you ever want a good pickup line on Tinder, this is like the highest conversion rate to getting a response, and then you want to get off of Tinder. I'm telling you, you want to get that response, then get off of Tinder. You have to message first, all right? We're men, we have to message first on Tinder. You go, did you want a bad pickup line or a really, really bad pickup line? And they'll say like one or the other, and then you give them, regardless of what they say, who cares? You're going to say, wait, what is it? Shoot. Oh, it's silverware emoji, silverware emoji, silverware emoji. So you just put those emojis and you go, oops, I thought I had all my silverware, but I'm still missing my little spoon. And the thing is, that silverware emoji doesn't have a little spoon in it. Really good. Most girls be like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh, that was so cringe. It's like, ha ha ha. And then get off of Tinder, because staying on Tinder is the worst thing ever. Man or zone. Also, I don't even recommend dating apps. They're not like, I don't know. I'm not on dating apps anymore. Man or zone better? Asked depressed Colts fan. Man, I like zone. Man coverage can be way better. I prefer zone for the pure reason that I like being able to really feel like I'm able to control what's open and what's not open. And with zone coverage, you have way better of a feel and control for that, rather than in man coverage, it's like, it could just be, you know, sometimes your man coverage just loses. And it's like, well, that's dumb. How do you find routes that work in a different scheme? A big thing is a lot of formations are very similar to one another. So like, for example, if we look back at our Cole breakdown, especially when I was talking to Cole, he uses a lot of routes from Y off trips that they use in bunch, for example, right? And so what I'm getting at here is that you really just want to take advantage of what's already working at high level in the meta and see how can you apply that to different things, right? For example, I run gun deuce close right now. Gun deuce close, pretty similar to gun tight, right? Like, am I wrong to say that gun deuce close is similar to gun tight? It is. They're the same alignment, damn near. So you can take some things, not everything, but you can take some stuff from that, right? Big believer in that. That's the easiest way. Question from Tristan Schumann. Tell me if I got that right. Why'd you start YouTube? Ooh, man, without going super deep into like how I got started and doing this, why I started YouTube, man, I knew it was the best like bang for the buck in terms of like how much time and to reward I get out of it. And I knew I had some goals, like I wanted to work for myself. I enjoyed teaching, I enjoyed talking about Madden, I enjoyed playing Madden. I've always wanted to work with like kids and like high school, college age people, which this is around. And I think there's a lot of skill gap in YouTube too. So it's like a couple of different things. What separates good from great Madden players? So one big thing I hear, there's a couple of different ways that you look at good to great. And the way I'm gonna say it is a good Madden player can run the meta at a high level, right? But a great Madden player has like the extra things to the meta that beats whatever the usual counters are. Because most meta offenses have a meta defense that counter them, and even if you run the offense at a high level in the meta, you'll run into issues against that defense. So it's, can you get to that next level of, can you make the small adjustment on the fly typically that is the difference between you getting bagged by defense or not being bagged by defense. And I mean, there's a bunch of different things that kind of separate good from great Madden players. There really are. But I feel like that's kind of a good one. So like running the meta or a formation at a super high level, and then when you're bagged, can you recognize what's happening and can you adjust to what's happening, right? That's really, I think, a pretty decent way of looking at that. How do you stay calm in key situations? Tube MVP asked this. We posted a video yesterday. It would have been me playing Duke, and this was a game I talked about a little bit in the intro, but that game changed my life, and I knew going in there that I have a chance to change my life. I had no money. I didn't have a ton going for me at the time, but I understood at that time, this game right here, if I can win this game, I have an opportunity to, not winning the game in and of itself will change my life, but it can give me almost like the fuel to like start the fire that can change my life. And so this was extremely, like, I knew that this was like this is one of those like holy shit moments, like everything could change here. So I'm nervous, obviously. And if you watch that game, there's a couple of things, man. One, I was very aware, and I think being like taking a step back in situations, like really like bird's eye viewing it, like, man, like they had flown me out to San Francisco. I'm from small town Michigan. No one does like nothing. And this the one of the biggest gaming companies of all time has flown me out to Michigan, has paid for, or flown me out to San Francisco, paid for a hotel for me. I'm on a Twitch stream, and maybe we'll be on ESPN. That's gonna be viewed by 50,000 plus people. The VODs, over 100,000 people will view me. Man, how freaking cool is that? That's really how I tried to look at it. Like, how freaking awesome is that, bro? Like, don't waste up, like, man, you want to take advantage of it, but like, don't also like get too in the moment where like you miss the, like, what's so cool about it, right? I think so many people miss it. And I was so thankful. I was like, man, I get to see part of the country that, at that time especially, I was like, man, I'll probably be in Michigan the rest of my life. Like, no, like, this is it. Like, this is so cool. And on top of that, bro, I have fun. I think like a big thing for me is, man, I one of my guilty pleasures is I love to sing. It's just fun. Like, it's just fun. I love singing. And so in that situation, bro, like, I know there's 50,000 people watching me live, plus, you know, however many will watch this afterwards. I'm like, dude, I know I'm gonna get killed for singing right now, but I want to have fun. Like this, man, nothing better than playing Madden, blasting some music and singing. So that's what I did in that. If you watch that video, you'll see me sing during that. And then like, I'm someone who I like to talk. So like when stuff would happen in the game, I would talk to the person I was playing. It's just, you know, it's just part of it. I think that's the thing, man. I realized that the other thing with that question, again, how do you stay calm in key situations? So like, I think bird's eye view, I think try to have fun with it, bro. And also realize that like, man, what am I trying to say? Like, man, I'm not sure where I was about to go with that. I think, man, just realize that like, just have fun with it, bro. Like there's way worse things in the world, right? A game of Madden for $10,000 is not that big compared to everything else going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that pressure. There's not that much pressure on you to win a game $10,000 when you look at it in terms of, you know, a money drive from Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, or if you want to get like super serious, you know, what are people in the military able to do on a daily basis? So, like, there's not that much pressure. Question: are you proud to call yourself a Madden YouTuber? This is from Economics on Twitter. Yeah. I love it, dude. I don't know if I really don't like the idea of classifying myself as only a YouTuber, because honestly, like, I really think of myself, like, I really don't know what I consider myself, but like, I do a few things, right? I do YouTube. If I wanted to stream Twitch full time, I'm a big believer that I could do that. I've came close to that. I just don't want to put in that time to that, because there's only so much time in the day. But then also on top of that, bro, like I run Civil.gg, and I dip my toes into some other ventures as well. But yeah, man, I get to work for myself, bro. I get to provide for myself. I get to provide for my family. I set myself up to be able to provide for my future family. I'm 22 years old. I love it, dude. Yeah, I think it's the best thing ever. I really do. Awesome question right here. Who got you into competitive Madden and how? This is my guy, Don Stradamus, bro. No one here knows who he is. He might be watching the video. He'll watch one of mine every once in a while, bro. Don Stradamus got me to competitive Madden, and I will forever owe him for that, bro. We met in a CFM. I kind of got started playing some CFMs that were like low-level skill, and man, we talked, and he's like, "Man, you're pretty decent, bro." I'm like, "Oh, like thank you, bro." And then we were like talking. He's like, "You ever thought about playing comp or whatever?" I'm like, "I don't even know nothing like really about like that." And he started to get me into it. Showed me like what like labbing was, and stuff like that. Yeah, Don Stradamus, bro. Madden 17 is when I met him. Madden 18 is when I started getting really into comp, though, like beginning to get into comp. And then additionally, on top of that, Don Stradamus got me in, and I give a huge shout out to Ace Madden for inviting me to help found TNC at the time, which is now TDM. And then obviously me, J-Wall, Fancy, D-Croft, we all got together and became some of the best Madden players in the world. Yeah, so that's that. And I think I missed a question as well, I believe. Where it is. What is your favorite hobby we don't know about? My favorite hobby you don't know about. Man, what is my favorite hobby? Bro, you know, I really love turn-based strategy games, or like turn-based real battle strategy games. So like the Total War series. I love the Total War series. Which is a PC gaming series. Love it, bro. Total War, Empire, really fun. Some of the other ones are really cool too. That's what I like. That was one of my big things. I used to be big into Minecraft, bro. Man, not right now. A big like hobby, I guess, is that I'm starting week 7 of going to the gym every weekday. And I've been consistent with that even during the power and internet outage, which has been really fun. Thanks, Texas. Can't handle 2 degrees below freezing. Good job, boys. Man, what are some other hobbies? I don't have crazy hobbies, bro. I spent like the past 3 or 4 years really focusing on working. I really have. Right now, I'm actually probably going out a little bit more than I have, but I have such a good schedule right now where I feel like I'm optimizing both my work schedule and like being a human being schedule, and I'm really happy about that. But yeah, man. Yeah. What's your favorite hobby we don't know about? There's probably some other stuff, bro. I love like I love football X and O's. You guys will see me talk about that a little bit in some of the breakdowns and stuff like that. I really don't go too deep into it because a lot of people just don't care that much. But I do like talking about that kind of thing. Yeah, not a ton left. I love like personal finance. Personal finance is another thing I'm very big on. I'm a huge advocate of financial literacy, especially for kids. Obviously, kids, young adults understand what you're doing with your money, where your money's going, and what the value of a single dollar is, because there's so much value in it. But yeah, that's kind of what it is. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hopefully we have internet back tomorrow, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow.